Hey everybody, Mazer here, and if you do not know, in a little bit more than 48 hours, the Evil Dead Remake will be hitting theaters, and I cannot explain to you how excited I am for this. I mean, Evil Dead is one of the most classic horror trilogies ever made. I mean, it paved the way for the cabin horror genre, the horror comedy genre, and it was a perfect blend of scares, humor, slapstick, and, you know, with Army of Darkness, of course, you had the whole adventure and the great fight scenes and everything. And I don't need to tell you that it also started the careers for Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, and Robert Tapper. Well, with the premiere of Evil Dead coming in just 2 days, I would like to share my first time with this series. Unfortunately, I would love to tell you that I've been a fan since the beginning, when I was a kid, but that's not the case. I was introduced to the movies back in 2000. You see, I've always seen Evil Dead, I've always seen Army of Darkness in stores, but I just never got around to watching them. Well, in my math class, after our finals, my teacher, Mr. Gates, decided that he would like to show us Army of Darkness because he's a huge fan of classic makeup and props, and he told us that all the special effects were really cool in this strange movie called Army of Darkness. So we all sat down and he put it in and we watched it, and most of the class ignored it. A few of us watched it, but I was amazed because it was funny, it had some great special effects, you know, it had some good action, there was a good bit of horror, it was very over the top. I think this was the first movie I watched that was purposely made over the top, you know, with the geysers of blood and everything. And that really got me into the whole cheesy movie thing later on in life. But, you know, that weekend after I saw Army of Darkness, I wanted to see, you know, the first two movies. So I rented Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2. And without any prior knowledge about these, I, you know, put in Evil Dead into my VHS player, expecting it to be very funny, you know, because in the prologue to Army of Darkness, Ash tells you everything that's happened to him, where, you know, he cuts off his hand with a chainsaw, he straps it on, he fights the Deadites in the forest. So when I watch Evil Dead 1, I'm presented with a completely different movie. Like, this was a legit horror movie. It actually was, you know, getting me all tense and nervous. And the special effects at the time, mind you, I didn't get into horror movies till much later in my life, but the special effects were, you know, blew my mind when the whole pencil in the ankle and you see her ripping the skin and the, you know, she's biting her hand off and the shotgun blows the face of one of the Deadites, you know, blows the whole cheek out. And of course you have the great ending with the claymation, and it was just not what I really expected. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved Evil Dead, and I still do, but I went from Army of Darkness, which is very comedic, to Evil Dead, which is very serious. So when I put in Evil Dead 2, I had no idea what I was going to get myself into. And it was funny because it was a perfect blend of what happened in Evil Dead 1 with all the, you know, horror aspects, but then it had the slapstick and the comedy and the cheesiness that I saw in Army of Darkness. So that's when I realized, hey, this is, you know, you get the first one, which is very serious, then you have the good transition movie, and then you got the good comedic adventure movie. And ever since then, I just became really obsessed with all three films. I mean, I have about 4 different copies of each one on VHS, you know, the standard edition, the widescreen, and then any director cuts or special editions I was able to find at the time. Then I have them all on blue, you know, DVD, and then, you know, you have to get the special editions on DVD, and then you have to get the boomstick editions, and you gotta get the Book of the Dead editions, which is in my closet somewhere. And for those of you who don't know, the Book of the Dead edition is where the DVD case looks like the Book of the Dead. It's this really cool rubber, and, you know, I'll actually show you one second. So, this is the Book of the Dead edition for Evil Dead 1. And it's really cool because you get all the neat little artwork that you see from the movie when they look through the Book of the Dead. And what's really neat is if you look very carefully, you can actually read this. This says raw, this says medium, this says well done. Can't see, don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah, you can see well done, medium rare, raw. And for the Evil Dead 2, it's cool because if you poke the book in the eye, the book screams at you. So I thought that was really cool. And then you get this little behind the scenes of, you know, how they made the movie, what, you know, inspired them. So yeah, so I got really into the Evil Dead trilogy. I became like a fan, a rabid fan overnight. And I just became obsessed with it. I made sure to get as many versions of each film. Because I think I got like 5 versions of Army of Darkness. Strictly for DVD. I know I have like, I think 4 or 5 of them on VHS. And when I heard they're making the remake, I was, of course, very nervous because, you know, this is the only horror film where I think it didn't need one. But when I found out that Sam and Bruce were producing it and they chose the director, and, you know, there's no computer special effects, you know, you have the NC-17 rating, which is amazing. I feel a lot more confident. In fact, I'm very excited. I got my tickets pre-ordered. I'm going to the, you know, midnight showing. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I just got to WonderCon. I got to listen to everyone talking about the movie. Bruce was there, the director, and the cast for the remake were there. And just hearing how passionate they were about making sure the fans were happy, along with, you know, stressing classic special effects, you know, it really just makes me feel a lot more confident that this movie is going to be just as good, if not better, than the original. And the reason I say better is because, as Sam and Bruce both said, this is what their vision was if they had experienced actors and a budget. And, you know, they didn't have to, you know, suffer so much when they made this movie. For those of you who don't know, they actually filmed the movie in a real cabin. And near the end of production, they were actually sleeping there. You can read all about it in Bruce's books. But yeah, it was kind of a nightmare experience for them. But, you know, they enjoyed it. But that's the cool part. And got to meet the actors. I got to meet Bruce. Here's his autograph. That was really cool. He's very witty, very sarcastic. He was a lot of fun to listen to talk. And, but yeah, that's my first time with the Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, and Evil Dead 2. You know, I'm a Deadite fan for life. I got the video games. I got the comic books. You know, I got Bruce's books. You know, the other TV shows and movies Bruce and Sam have both done, like Darkman or Briscoe County Jr. And that's basically it. You know, I regret that I did not grow up with these movies. But, you know, at least I got to see them. And not only did I see them, I appreciate them, I love them, I worship them. And they are like the standard of what makes, you know, good horror or a good horror comedy. So, I'm very excited, and I hope you guys stay tuned, because the moment I get back from the theaters on Thursday, I will be doing a video review of the Evil Dead, and I'm really hoping, I mean, I saw 8 minutes of it at the WonderCon, and that was great, but, you know, there's always that doubt. You know, what if this isn't good? What if this is not what we were hoping for? But then again, it could have been something that blows your mind. You know, you're excited and nervous when someone touches something you love so much. So, you stick around. This Thursday, I'll be giving you my video review. I hope you all tune in and see that. And please leave leave comments below and let me know your first time with the Evil Dead trilogy. Let me know which one of yours is the favorite. Mine, of course, is Evil Dead 2, because personally, my favorite scene is when Ash goes crazy and starts laughing and the cabin's laughing with him. But please, comment below. You know, let me know your experiences with Evil Dead. What's your favorite Sam Raimi movie? What's your favorite Bruce Campbell TV show? And, You know, I'd love to read your comments, love to hear your stories. And see you guys back on Thursday, and let's hope the movie rocks, right? Alright, take it easy, screwheads. Bye.